I actually wanted to kind of start things off slightly differently this time because
Mm.
I'm noticing a pattern of my own that just keeps coming up over and over again. And I'm like, you know me so well. And I kind of wanted to get your take on it and also see kind of, I know that like all of us go through the thing that I'm going to talk about. I just wanted to kind of get your take and see how you like move through it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hit
So,
me.
I bam. No. Um, so I'll wake up in the morning. Yes, I
Thank
wake
God.
up in the morning. Thank God. Thank God. No, I wake up in the morning and I typically will be like, yes, I'm greeting the day. I'm so excited. And then, like, throughout the day, I start to get to a point where I notice that my mood shifts. This is almost every single day. And I think it's because I go into life and into my days with certain expectations for what I hope is going to happen. Like you
Hmm.
hear about these people who have these, I think there's a few themes going on here, comparisons and expectations. But you hear about these people who are like, oh my God, like I got this call and it changed everything. And I don't have an expectation that that's necessarily going to happen, but it's like I just want to be like, universe, can you give me like a little sign that something's working here? I put a lot of pressure on myself too, and I was doing a meditation last night and I wrote about this exact thing that I'm talking about, how my day does this like roller coaster effect emotionally.
Hmm.
And I acknowledge it and I know that it's there and it's like I sometimes don't feel like I have as much control over it as I would like. And so I'm just wondering, since you know me so well, I'm sure you've observed this with me before, but I feel like this could be really helpful if I'm talking about the thing that's happening with me and you, as someone who knows me really well, offers up your advice on what you think I should do to kind of combat this.
No dress code, no rules, just BYOU. It's time to tell society that it's a taboo. You can be the youest you here in the naked room.
Did you take your vitamins today, by the
I
way?
didn't, and it just
Your
reminded me that
solar vitamins?
no, I forgot. I need to take them, but it's okay. It's still like, what time is it? We have a discount code they gave
We
us.
do. We'll drop it in it's the naked room. Just all caps, like
Easy.
we're screaming at you. The naked room.
Ah,
No,
naked room.
the naked room. We'll put it in the show notes too.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
it's like 10 or
20%
15.
off. 20,
20%. Sick.
20% off. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
I know you well, and I feel like part of what drives you to be motivated and successful maybe is a little bit of the comparison. So it sucks to
Yeah.
have this like overarching statement that a lot of people make, like comparison is the thief of joy, right? Like, but
Mm,
how are we to kind of have inspiration for what the higher tier, the next goal or the aspiration can be if you're not witnessing other people reaching that, or and that's not necessarily, like needed for that. You can think up your own journey and set that as your goal, but obviously we're all human. So I don't know. I think that like it sounds like you wake up rested and you're on your like fresh mind and you feel, like,
no,
okay, I'm
I
ready to I know you don't. You get up
I
late like
don't
later.
wake
But you know what I mean? Like as far as like but you're saying like halfway through the day is when this like kind of doom kind of hits you. Like in the beginning of the day you doesn't feel like you're
I have
like you don't go
anticipation.
from
Yeah,
like you don't go from like to like okay, I'm feeling better. It's more like
no.
everything's cool to like now I feel a little low.
Yeah,
So
and it's crazy because it's like I know that it has something to do with needing to remove myself from whatever circumstance I'm in. Like maybe I've looked at the computer for
mhm.
too long, or I
Yeah.
just need to go and like get some other perspective. Like I took Zula on a walk yesterday afternoon and it was like night and day. And I
Yeah.
know that I just need to have a little bit more willpower every single day. But
Mhm.
what do you do when you get into those circumstances? Like how do you snap yourself out of that? Or maybe you don't even get into that headspace in
No,
the first
I
place.
I do. I think that luckily, like in comparison, no pun intended, to other people in my life, I don't think I have as much of the comparison mindset where it brings me down. Like I've never felt like I've known a few people in my life who are like, I can't go on Instagram because it just makes me feel shitty about myself because I'm comparing myself. I think
Yeah.
I've lived enough life to where the things that people are kind of flashing around on social media aren't my goals. Like, I'm not like, oh my
Mm.
God, they have a Balenciaga sweater and I don't, like, it's like, that shit doesn't ring a bell for me. Like, I'm like, that's cool. If that, like, I feel like I've always seen it as inspiration, but I
Yeah.
definitely get in those funks because, you and I both, I think, are very like heavy-handed when we go into something that we want. Like, we're like, this
Yep.
podcast, for instance, like, we don't know anything. We like go into it not knowing what we're doing, and we keep learning and we're developing new skills. And then we're like, there's like these little milestones where it's like, we're gonna do a podcast. Okay, we launched the podcast. That's exciting. And it's almost like these little highs. It's like a drug almost. And I feel like you
Yes.
ride that for as long as you can, where you're like, recently, like you were giving me the feedback of like, our YouTube shorts and things like are getting fair amount of attention, which is really
Mhm.
cool. Like, we didn't go into it to, I mean, it's weird to say we didn't go into it to be successful. Obviously, that would be great to be the goal, but like we had other motives, as far as just
Yeah.
like sharing information, creating a platform that, other people, if they listen to it, they get something from it. But
Right.
then seeing these little things that we kind of didn't even expect, we're like, oh shit, like it's,
Mhm.
it's taken off in certain ways. I can imagine that when that happens, you get this adrenaline rush and this high, and you feel like your work is validated and that all the work you're putting into it's really validated. And then that at some point is going to wear off because then it's like, where's the next one? Like, if now
Yes.
that doesn't become success or not successful, but exciting. Like, literally getting this thing off the ground was like kind of like pulling teeth. Like, it was really hard to learn Riverside and to figure shit out. Like, what is what, I don't even remember what it is. What's the code thing we had to
The
find?
RSS feed.
The RSS feed. Like, we're like, what is that? And how do what
Yeah.
do we do? And
Yeah.
now if we did that, and it was so exciting when we figured it out, we're like, fuck yeah. And now if
Yes.
we did that, we wouldn't have that same reaction because it's old news. We're like, yeah, we know how to do that. Like, if we launched a second podcast, it wouldn't be as exciting. Or, like, I don't know. It's just like,
Yes.
I think
I know what you're saying.
like, you have to find those things like walking Zula, like me, like going outside, like that's
Mhm.
never fucking hope never going to change. I hope I always have the ability and the option to go outside. And that's something that's not, it doesn't waver. Like, yeah, the weather might be different. There's like sunny days and rainy days or whatever, but like that high is always kind of available to me, and it's not dependent on what somebody else does or what I've done or whatever. It's like, okay, I can recenter myself with that. I can recenter myself with like, I mean, music, that's a huge one. And I feel like you're as much of a music head as me. Like, I think
Yeah.
we've talked about it before. If I get into a funk, like, ironically, I will put on like funk music, and it really kind of pumps me out of it a little bit, because there's like no way you can't listen to music with that kind of beat and not kind of get a little giggly and be like, all right, like whatever I was
Yeah.
feeling kind of bummed about might not be that, that important. And I don't know how this works for you, but comparing down a little bit sometimes helps. Like, when you see
Yeah.
things above you, you're like, well, fuck, I don't have that, or I haven't reached that goal yet, and that brings you down. So maybe like, understanding that there's people who have started, and like, what was your statistic you gave me the other day? Like, how many people start podcasts and they don't
Yep.
even make it past episode 3? Girl,
Yes.
we're at, what is this,
N
13, 15? I don't even know, I've lost count.
I
Like,
know. Yeah.
so those
Episode 3,
things.
90% fall off after episode 3, and then
Yeah.
another 90% fall off after episode 20. And it's pretty, I mean, getting to episode 20 is no small feat. Like,
Mm-mm.
you and I know that at this point, but we're having a good old time doing it. And
Yeah.
it's like a great excuse for us to just sit here and talk and just shoot the shit for an hour every single week. So,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest themes, and this has come up so many times in any time that I've had a conversation about comparisons. First and foremost, we're living in a time where comparisons are running rampant because
Mhm.
everybody's whole life is on display. Well, the highlight reel is on
It's so
display.
visible. Yeah, the highlight
Yeah.
reel, not the whole thing.
No, but you know what's so nice is that I have noticed that the trend is kind of going more towards, to say a buzzword that's way overused at this point, authenticity. It's going towards authenticity, but also being real and open and honest. And in real life, not on social media, I've been having more conversations with women about the things that they're going through hormonally. And
Yeah.
it's because one of the big themes that you and I talk about is how women's health has just been kind of pushed into the background. And look at Viagra. It's 10, $20 billion a year and just one pill and everything gets fixed, supposedly. But we are dealing with so much more that's going on internally. And so then to see this outward, the inward comparison, but then the outward comparison to what other people have going on in their life, it's like we're up against so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, I
If you
really
had
like
a bloopers, like I feel like I feel like
I love
it's
the word
almost like
blooper.
I do too. And I love a blooper reel. Like I feel like they
Hmm.
don't do enough of those anymore. What did I
No.
watch recently that had one? It was a movie with uh shit. Can't remember his name. He was like a wrestler and now he's an actor and he's so funny. Uh
The Rock. No.
no, I know I mean same
Dwayne
arena.
Johnson. What's his name?
Shit. I
Oh,
can't
you can't.
remember.
Oh, okay.
But he was in it was a movie with the guy who played Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it was
I
called.
was
It was
gonna go
like
with
Friends for a
Nacho
Day or
Libre, but
oh,
that's
it's
no.
called Playdate. Playdate.
Oh,
But I
oh,
can't
wait.
remember the actor's name. But anyway, they had
Okay.
blooper reel at the end, and I was like, "Oh my god,
So good.
so exciting!" But I
So
was gonna
good.
say, like, we do tend to, like you said, like it's always a highlight reel. You know what you post on social
Yeah.
media. You're like, "Oh, I have a good thing to post," and where I do think it's so great to share like that positivity, like you want to, like energy begets energy, and so yeah, like if we're always like with the news, we're always seeing negative, awful things.
It's
So it's
exhausting.
like I don't think it necessarily has to be like that, but I do think it's funny to just like share those moments of like I'm not perfect. Like I laughed so hard
Oh
at
God, tell me.
myself yesterday because so we had recently like our leftover Thanksgiving turkey is in the downstairs fridge down here. We have like a beer fridge and it's in
And
there and
and
I
a
was going to make
turkey fridge.
in the turkey, it's now a turkey fridge, and I was going to make soup, and so I came downstairs to get some meat off the turkey to put it in the soup, and I thought I should bring a knife down with me so that I can just carve it, me trying to be efficient. I was like, let me bring a knife down with me so I can carve the turkey down there in the guest room or whatever. That sounds so funny that I have turkey in the guest room, but that's the nature of this cabin.
That's
So
over that guess is overstaying its welcome.
I
That
know,
turkey,
right?
what the hell? Sleeping in your
So
bed and everything.
I have this like big ass butcher knife and like a takeout container like in my hands, and I'm going down the only stairs in the house that I haven't put grippies on for the dogs because the dogs don't really go down here. And no one's home, it's just me. And I have on like cozy socks because it's cold, and I slip and
Oh
do that
no.
thing where like you don't catch yourself at first, so it's like this like ba 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 like down a few, but I'm like upright the whole time, so I'm just da, 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 with this butcher knife in my hand, and I'm like, and we had just talked I think recently about like how shitty it would be to get taken out by something that's so silly as that and not like some big cool thing that
Yes.
I've decided to like risk my life doing. And it just like flashed before my eyes. I like got down to the bottom of the stairs and was like, "Are you kidding me? Like if that had to be in my obituary, like here lies Jamie Lynn just trying to carve that leftover turkey." But
She
that's like one of the
died.
blooper reels, like my soup turned out great, and I didn't tell anybody that I almost died making it, but maybe I should have.
It was a labor of almost death, not so much
It
love. A
so
labor
I
of
like that feeling
close
where
to
your
death.
heart
Oh yeah. Yeah,
just
if you weren't awake before, you are now. Like after
yeah.
you slip like that, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you have a
okay.
bloopers recently?
Do I have a blooper?
Yeah, something that you like fucked up or, that you just like are like, God, I'm glad nobody saw that or yes.
Okay, again,
No,
with
I have
this,
no bloopers.
yeah, I'm
It's all
perfect.
highlights.
I fart roses, everything. Um, uh, I have to conceal. We're not talking about anything real on this podcast. Like everything it's all fake,
It's
right?
very
So,
vapid.
no, you know how, again, here I go with the stare machine. It just keeps
Yeah.
making
Just
I haven't fallen off of it, but I've had plenty of near misses. Like,
mm-hmm.
and then there's also it's a lot of stuff with stairs and steps. Like where you think that there's a step and
Mm-hmm.
there isn't, and you try to make it, or you don't realize there's a step or there's a curb or something like that, and you're doing something, you're distracted. This is like the universe slapping you across the face when you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, wake
Do it
up.
like when you should be walking.
You
Yeah,
run into
like
a wall. Ugh.
yeah, exactly.
I actually secretly love seeing people do that.
As long
It's
as they
just
don't get hurt.
so yeah, I don't want them to get seriously hurt, but it's
But
just
you're just
nice,
like
like, witnessing that mental
yeah.
and physical wake-up call where you're just like, "Ah!"
Yeah, exactly. Or like when people are on their phones and they're walking down the sidewalk and you can see
Mhm.
they're going really slow and like meandering. We've all done it, but I when I'm not on my phone and someone's walking towards me and they are on their phone and they're about to run into me, I just kind of stand there and
Yeah,
like
just
wait
wait
and
for it.
see if they're I'm like, "Hi." I've definitely done that before too. Like the passive aggressive like, "Hello. How are you?"
I'm right here.
Do you want to
It's
do you want
question
to
time.
Do you want to do questions or do you want to do the apology to all of the
Oh, yeah. We discovered some information this past weekend, I guess.
Yeah, it's really alarming. And yeah.
I feel like we've misled,
Yeah.
and that was never our intention. It means a lot to us that this demographic has taken the time to watch our videos.
Yeah.
Um, but YouTube is telling us that our viewership is primarily male
Mhm.
and
Middle-aged and older.
middle-aged and older, and I fear that it may be because the word naked is in our podcast, and now
Yeah.
that we're doing video,
Yeah.
it's very obvious
Sorry.
that we are not naked.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
We're glad that you came and you're
I
interested
wish
in hearing what
I
we have
feel
to
like I'm
say.
sure we can. Like the analytics for these things are so hardcore that I bet we can see if like the moment in this one where you started talking about perimenopause,
I
if it
know.
was just like
There's been one short. So this is YouTube Shorts. And this has been an interesting
yeah,
finding because now, I mean, obviously podcasting started off as just audio and now video is very important to be able to be found and discovered and all of that stuff. So we're leaning really hard into doing YouTube Shorts and like putting things out on TikTok and all of that stuff. But there's one video that we put up on YouTube Shorts where I talk about my luteal phase, and that is 70% women. Hey, ladies.
okay, good. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're
So
here.
men are swiping, yeah, but all the other ones,
And
they're like,
honestly, I'm not mad if
naked.
it's like
No.
if we end up being when we went into this, I said that to you. I was like, if I were a dude and there was a podcast that like talked more about, women's issues, and I hate to even attach that word to it. It's like it's just issues, but
Women's
women's
topics.
women's topics and women's
Yeah,
like takes on things. Like I'd be
yeah,
interested in listening to it. I mean, I love listening to two men talk and figure out like how their brains work and what that, just like being able to relate that to your own male relationships and be like, oh, okay. I see, like, that makes sense. That's just kind of a common reaction to this or thought process that leads them to this or whatever. Not to glom everybody together just because they're the same gender,
yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
it's funny that we're talking about this right now because I actually had a thought of doing a new segment that's like ask a woman or something like where a
Yeah.
man could call in. Maybe we could like ask Oliver Curtis to be the guinea pigs or something. But
Yes.
it's like, what is going on when XY plus Z equals C? But yeah, like what is happening when my wife is reacting in this way? And obviously we're not therapists or anything, but we can diagnose it just based off of our own experiences and what our assessment is based off of
Yeah.
everything that we know from our own lives.
I feel
So
like
I'd love
I
to dive
want to
into that more.
shout out to Taylor Sheridan because I was just talking about this recently. Maybe
You're just
was
talking
I telling you that? So he wrote,
just talking to him?
yeah,
He's your
just
friend.
him. He and I
He's
were
your friend.
buds. I wish. I
Yeah.
really want my music on his shows, but
Speed dial.
he does Landman, Yellowstone, like everything that you've seen
Curtis
that's
loves
just like
that
a
show.
big banger he's done. And so I was talking to somebody recently, a female friend, and they were saying, I tried to get into Landman and I really couldn't because I felt like it was really male forward, and the way that Taylor Sheridan in his writing represents women feels really shitty. And where I don't like completely disagree in some of his older stuff, that he's written, I guess, or some like of the older episodes, I do think that this new season that just came out recently is either he has recognized that, or in my little brain, I'm like, maybe he knew that like to gain the male audience, he kind of had to like write things in a certain way. And now whatever has occurred to change his kind of trajectory. There was a episode recently where like Billy Bob Thornton and his wife often like he talks about her cycle a lot, which is kind of interesting. That's not like,
Really?
yeah, it's not like that's not something that I feel like they bring up in shows very often unless it's a full female show.
Hold
But
on. And
he will say
that's Billy Bob.
Landman, Billy Bob
Billy Bob
Thornton,
is
Billy
bringing
Bob, Billy Bob.
really?
Oh yeah.
Because he's like the most
Sling
manly.
Blade. He does do it in a way that's very like, oh gosh, she's on, like they'll sit down at the dinner table and she will be very obviously kind of on edge about something. And they're like, oh
Yes.
God, you're on the wrong side of the calendar for this. Don't mess with her. And it's
Yeah.
happened a couple times now. And then one of the most recent episodes, they get in this big throwdown. Sorry, spoiler alert if anybody's not caught up, but they get in kind of like a little tiff and there's like, plates thrown. And when they're sitting down, they have this moment where they always kind of make up. But in the moment, they're frustrated at each other. And she's saying like, I got so mad because like what the difference between me being on my period or near my period and you pointing it out and making a big deal about it is that I can't change my hormones, but you can change the way that you approach me when things are like this. And he
Damn.
had a very kind of aware, like self-aware moment and was like, where, like touche, like that like I hear you on that. And I just felt like it was this really like it's probably no man clocked it at all, but in my little heart I'm like, I hope that men clocked that and learned a little lesson from it, and that's why it was written in there. Like I hope that somebody had the forethought to be like, okay, we've got the male gaze now and they're listening and they love this show, and now we have an opportunity to maybe drop little nuggets of wisdom in. So big fan of Landman.
Especially with somebody as like rugged as Billy Bob Thornton too.
Yeah.
He's like a man's man.
He's a man's man.
He's a man's man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and you know who's also in this season?
Who?
Your husband.
Oh, yes, I did know about that. Sam Sam Elliott. I can't do his
Elliott. I can't either.
Sam, the dude.
But still I don't love any of them more than I do the dude.
Oh, I know. He's your jam.
He's my fave. All right. Do we get into a question? Did we do enough apologizing to the men?
Yeah. We.
Sorry, we're not nude. Okay.
Hearts, love and peace, and
hearts,
all the things. Yeah. Do you wanna go first? Since I asked a very off the cuff question at the beginning.
You did, but I liked it. I like giving you advice, and I think it's a helpful little segue, little offshoot.
I think that everybody has experienced exactly what I was talking about at some point, because it's impossible.
The lid off of this.
We're contending. We're all contending with those things so much, and it's being on our devices is so addicting. And I think that we have to acknowledge that too. That it's really hard to distance ourselves sometimes.
It is. God, that was
even when we know we need to. Okay,
here we go. It's a green one.
I'm excited.
Green light. I think it's my handwriting that's stuck together. Okay. All right. If you were an animal, what would you be? It's funny because I just wrote a new question before we started tonight and put it in there, and it's kind of similar to this, but
I'm going with like a wild Mustang or something.
Oh,
like
okay. I could see that. Yeah.
Or like an Icelandic pony, except I don't like the cold very much. So, but they have like fur coats.
But yeah,
I
you
took
wouldn't be cold.
I took
don't think.
photos, a bunch of photos. I was obsessed with them when we went to Iceland in the winter. We were
Oh,
there for
yeah.
New Year's going into 2019, and we rented a car one of the days, and they're just like out there in these open fields, and they just look so cozy because they've got their fur coats and they've got their like big fluffy manes, and they just look
Mm-hmm.
so free. And yeah, that or a Mustang. I feel like maybe the Wild West would be kind of a fun place to run around.
Yeah.
Um, like, I was thinking bird, but then I'm afraid of heights. So can you imagine a
This,
bird?
oh
A
my
bird
God.
that's afraid of heights? I feel like that should be a children a children's story.
Children's book.
I can't. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. I'm just gonna stay on the
They
ground.
just walk around, just waddle around.
Yeah,
That's a penguin,
exactly.
I guess, right? Like they have
Yeah,
wings,
flightless
but
flight. I would be a
flightless
flightless
bird.
bird.
You would.
I would. But yeah,
I
I'm
still
I'm
love you.
going I'm going specifically with a wild Mustang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. I also feel like I lean towards bird, but I don't feel very bird. Like I feel birdish in the way that I like love to nest and like, like but I think I would be a moose.
A moose.
Yeah, they're my favorite animal, and I think that's for a
They're cool.
reason. I just love that they're kind of like big but beautiful and majestic, and they are, you don't see them very often. When you do, you're just like, oh. And they're like kind of, I don't know, they feel very protective, but they can be so dangerous, but they also just have such a like cute, like
Yeah.
just like round features.
They're also like really tall, so they could reach stuff on the top shelf, you
And
know?
I can reach stuff I reach the top shelves.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and yeah, their fur is really like, I love fur, and they have like a really good, their coats are really nice, and
Is that is it a pelt? Is that what it is?
pelt. Yeah, I guess they would still be considered a pelt, even though they do have like they
Is
almost
that
have like a
only
beard.
is the pelt after they've been skinned, or is that also while it's
While
still
it's on it. Oh, that's a good
yeah.
question. I feel
So
like I
good.
should know this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
an
feel like
animal pelt. I think it
hold
is
on,
only, oh yeah, we
I'm
gotta
gonna
fact
look it
check
up.
it. Good. I can't because
Animal
I've got a second cam here.
pelt. I'm just looking on my computer. Okay. Oh, it says an animal pelt is the skin of an animal, typically with the fur or hair still attached.
But I think off the animal.
Yeah, I'm like, is
Mhm.
it? Yeah, yes. It's after you have skinned. It looks, yeah, it's for making clothing or home decor. Moose. I like
A
it.
moose.
Plus, yeah. And they can like really defend themselves. They can be really scary.
But I like that they don't seem very intimidating, but if they need
No.
to be, they can. And I relate to that. Like, I hope that I
Yeah.
don't seem very intimidating, but, like, if you piss me off, not even me, if you piss off
No.
somebody I love.
You don't you're definitely not like outwardly intimidating, but because I know you so well, I know that you would tear somebody up if it came down to it. You're so loyal.
Thank you.
Yeah, you would you would kick some ass. I want to be, I've said this before, but I want to be on your um what's the end of the world called? What is
Your
that called?
apocalypse
Yeah, I
team
want
or
to be on your
whatever.
apocalypse team.
We're building quite a I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, a thick one. That's not right.
A thick one.
We're building a thick apocalypse team. If you're listening, share it with someone. Then we have more people.
Yeah, exactly. Share it. Like, subscribe, share, give
Yes.
us a 5-star review everywhere.
What's up, y'all? This is Kelly, co-host of the Naked Room podcast that you're listening to right now. I am leaving a voicemail on our anonymous voicemail hotline. Yeah, you know it's me, but you already knew my voice anyway. I'm leaving this voicemail so that you know that this line exists. If you feel like contributing to a previous episode or you just want to get something off your chest, you can call us and leave us a voicemail here at 1-213-537-9791. I'll also drop the number in the show notes. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Naked Room podcast is brought to you by hot coffee, cold showers, grit and determination, the power of being a woman.
We'd like to thank ourselves. This is a self-run operation. We have done all of this on our own, other than with the help of our hot sound guy, my husband, Curtis Keeper, who curated all of our equipment and got us up and running.
If you'd like to sponsor us, reach out.